Hello, Leo. Mel, intuitive coach here. Excited to bring in your March 2025 career and money reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Leo, I am hearing ROI, return on investment here. The moon as your starting energy. And the time of this reading coming out is actually the full moon in your sign. So this is interesting here. Yeah, ROI, you may be looking at your returns, your investments. Are they paying off? Are you applying your energy towards things that are going to be beneficial long term? You may be looking at some paperwork, some documentation here because you do have the writer showing up as well. And I feel like this is contractual agreements for some of you. You may even be writing a book. You could be a content writer here. But I feel like this has to do with legal contracts, business contracts, maybe even insurance contracts with the ROI, retirement plans, things of that nature. Bottom of the deck, you do have the lovers. The lovers showing up in a career reading is you asking yourself, do I still love and enjoy what I'm doing, or is it draining, right? Is the return favorable? And you're really taking a look at things from multiple perspectives and angles. And I feel like you may be contemplating investing your time or money into a new business idea. This could be a new promotion or even a new position here because you are making some moves, but you're not jumping into anything impulsively. Leo, you have the chess card here. This is about strategizing, wise spending. And if there are uncertainties here with the moon, I feel like you're not going to go into a decision with illusions or with not knowing enough. And the reason why the moon is coming out here, it's in reverse, which means truth exposed. Now I'm hearing an old nursery rhyme. London Bridge is falling down, falling down. My fair lady, and I'm actually seeing Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty. This is interesting. The bridge falling down, perhaps there's some form of corruption that is taking place and you're unsure how to move forward in it. Okay, a collapsing, perhaps something is collapsing. And you are coming up with a new plan to move in a direction to kind of get ahead of it is what I'm picking up on. Perhaps this has to do with freedom, liberating yourself, feeling like you can work from anywhere in the world. Some of you are moving, traveling, or relocating in the month of March as well. That could be the paperwork. Maybe the paperwork is could be a plane ticket. For others of you, this could be like a renter's agreement or a real estate agreement here. This is long game, long term. And if you've ever played the game of chess, it takes a while. It's not like checkers. Now, the game of chess also has the king and queen, but it's the bishops that make the moves to help protect the king and queen. So I feel like there are moves that you're making here that are going to help protect some of your most personal assets or dreams or parts of yourself. There's a protection energy coming in here for you. Now, we also have military. Some of you could have military in your background. Maybe you live near a military base. This is about thinking things through, wise spending, strategizing. I really think this is a significant part of Aries season for you. The start of the astrological new year, the fact that this reading is coming out for you on the full moon in Leo. I think this all ties together. I'm getting now, which is February when these readings come out. It feels like February, there may be a bit of questioning maybe a bit of planning things out. You may be waiting to see if that return is going to come through. And then March is when there's an offer or a beginning. And it feels like August, you have the sun here, which is your energy, Leo. It feels like by August, there's a complete shift in energy for the better, the King of Cups here. So let's keep going. You have the light bulb. Now, Leo, you may be full of lucrative ideas. This is a new income source. You're feeling inspirational, and you may have gone through a bit of a slump where you were hanging on to something with the Four of Pentacles, but it wasn't hanging on due to a lack of like creativity or a lack of flow or a lack of abundance. It was more about hanging on to the old patterns or old beliefs or old ways of doing things. There's a new approach coming in, and this new approach feels expansive. It feels like you could be an entrepreneur. You may be creating a new job, a new income source for yourself, and it just feels like you are going big, right? You're going big here on this idea, and that's why it's taking you a little bit of time, because this is a big decision here, whether it's to buy a home or invest in, maybe it's a stock exchange, to move across the country. Whatever this decision is, I feel like it will shift and alter the direction or course of your life. And you have the writer here. You could be writing a book, if I didn't mention that already. Some of you, it's writing a memoir. You may even be creating online content, maybe an ebook here. There's something about your throat chakra being activated. You could be a communicator. For others of you, you're writing your own script. This is about you speaking your world into being. Words are magic. Use them to manifest more abundance. Write things down. A lot of you may be journaling, automatic writing. You may be called to share some of your knowledge. If you are a channeler, if you are receiving information from your higher self, I feel like those messages are meant to be heard in some way. You're meant to put them out there in the world in some way, because your words, Leo, have the power to influence, and it's time to share your gift with the world. Some of you may even be influencers here with the light bulb, because I feel like the inspiration is inspirational leadership here through your words, through your content, through your creations. That may be what you're making some moves on here. I also see you bringing more people in to help you in some way, more people into your energy field. This could be professionals, maybe marketing assistants or content creators. This could be financial advisors, real estate brokers, health professionals. It feels like there's other groups of people or another partnership that you could very much benefit from at this time. All right, bottom of the deck. You're keeping something to yourself at this time. I feel like you're not putting it out there quite yet, because you're putting the final touches, the finishing piece, if you will. You're moving in silence while you continue to build. Some of you have been low key. You haven't been putting yourself out there as much, because you've been planning. You've been preparing for takeoff is what I'm getting. Silence is the best way to increase your personal power. Yeah, because you don't want people tampering with your energy. You don't want their judgment, feedback, or criticism to mess with your carefully woven plans here. Sharing too much too soon. Not everyone is honest and trustworthy. That's a big reason as well, because you're not sure who you can trust. And you want this freedom. There's something here. Or some of you writing a will. You could be changing a will, or perhaps you're looking at maybe ghost writing as well. You have a story to tell, but perhaps the name part of it, you're keeping it silent. If you're writing a memoir, and this may have come up in one of your last readings as well, Leo, but if you are writing a memoir and you're unsure or afraid of how someone is going to respond, if that person has crossed over, I feel like this is part of the healing. It's part of the energetic healing between the both of you, where where spirit is saying, go for it. Speak your whole truth and nothing but your truth. That is going to be the gateway or the key towards your freedom. All right. Wow, this is deep. Starting off, you have the moon in reverse. So there has been secrets, shadows, things hidden from view, illusions. But Leo, you see through them. You have this innate ability. And this is also Pisces energy, which in the month of March will be in Pisces energy until the 20th, I believe, before we shift into Aries. So the truth is coming out in March. Some sort of answers are coming through, and I feel like it's also coming through your own intuition. Yeah, because you have the high priestess in the recent past. So some of you, this is messages coming through your dreams, your own channelings, your own insights here. The moon card is about facing any fears, false evidence appearing real, right? Trusting your own intuition, because the truth, maybe that's the London Bridge falling down, the truth will get exposed, or the truth is being exposed in some way. And I feel like the truth being exposed or some sort of collapse pushes you, it almost catapults you into a completely different direction, because you have the Chariot here. The Chariot energy, Cancerian, this is June and July. It feels like there's a completely different shift happening. And like I said, by your season, you have the sun here, by Leo season, which can be July even, it feels like there is a path that you are taking that completely moves you forward, but it's based on your soul path. It's based on your mission here on earth. And I feel like it's an honest path. It's authentic. It is what you have been contemplating here. The Chariot is realigning. When it's showing up as crossing the moon here, this is a perfect moment to realign your energies. Don't be impulsive. There's that message here. Some of you, you don't feel like you're quite sure with the lack of direction because of the moon. This is a good month for maybe travel, to set some new goals, to really take emotional inventory of, what is it that fulfills you? Do you still enjoy doing what you're doing? Is this bringing you joy and happiness? Are you being in service to others for the greatest good? I feel like you're really getting in touch with your emotions. Remember, Cancerian energy propels, which is water, which is emotion, propels the Chariot to move forward. So this Pisces season with the moon in Pisces here, well, the moon is in Leo, but this is Pisces energy. I feel like you are getting into your feelings, dropping into your body more. Moving the body is significant. Moving the body through dance, through yoga, walking, doing some light cardio, whatever you need to do to get that body moving, that's going to shift you out of that maybe head energy where there could be some fears, there could be some patterns that may be holding you back. So if that's the case, drop into your body. That's going to help you realign your energy centers here. What's below you? Queen of Swords in reverse. You or someone around you wasn't being honest. All right, maybe you were in denial. Perhaps that's why the moon is here, because you weren't able to see it. Therefore, you weren't able to trust it. You're like, well, I don't really know what's going on here, so I can't move forward. But deep down, you knew. And if this is someone else, you may have known as well that someone wasn't being honest. They may have been very bossy, manipulative, cold, or even wishy-washy, because the Queen of Swords, when she's in reverse, she cannot make a choice or a decision. So either you or someone you were dealing with wasn't able to see the truth or deliver the truth in some way. But that's in the deep past. That's in the foundation. That could be contributing to some of those fears. Now, in the recent past, you have the High Priestess in the upright position. This is good. This is you using your spiritual tools to find discernment, to help you find solutions and answers here. The high priestess, there's the silence showing up. So you are creating something. Maybe some of you are creating a business, or you are helping others through your intuitive work. You could be a tarot reader. Perhaps you are scrying, you're throwing runes. You may be taking a class on, metaphysics or tarot or astrology. You are seeking answers through going inward. And I felt that earlier as well. You're shifting that perspective from, instead of pushing through, you're saying, wait a second, what is this resistance trying to tell me? What is this block trying to tell me? And is it a block? Or is it more about shedding that old way of doing things in order for a new approach to enter your world? I don't feel like this is a block for you, but sometimes we tend to put the brakes on with the chariot. We're like, wait a second, we're blocked. We can't see the way. But really, Spirit is saying the way forward is more expansive, but we're not sure. So we hold ourselves back. What's coming in above you, what's crowning your energy, is the King of Cups in the upright position. This is beautiful. This is you being very supportive, very loving, very compassionate. You may be someone who's a therapist, a coach, a mentor, here to serve the highest good, the highest mission. This is someone who is in service. So I feel like you are making a choice from your heart. You are tuning into the portal of your higher self, to the cosmic heart. You're listening to your intuition here. And even though he's on a bit of an island, he needs to create energetic boundaries. All right. Because he feels a lot. He's very sensitive. You can see that, he has a lot of prosperity around him. He's holding his cup, but he's also holding this telescope in his one hand, so he can see what's coming in, because he has to have those energetic boundaries, because he's feeling things on multiple different levels. And that may be you, Leo, where you're feeling things. So you have to make sure your energetic boundaries are strong, are secure, and there's divine protection around you. I feel like you're getting in touch with your emotions, which is beautiful. And by doing so, you're going to say, wait a second, I'm not living in scarcity. I am not living in lack, with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. This is about you balancing out your need for stability and releasing any preconceived notions of what scarcity or abundance look like, or anything that causes you to stay sitting on this treasure chest. All right, because you may have been not making a move. You may have been holding on tightly because you're like, I have to hang on. I have to hang on, because what if I lose it all? But it was the fear, the unknown, the moon that may have been causing you to feel that way, to panic at times. But really, what Spirit is saying, like I said earlier, it's not about not having enough. It's about shedding the old beliefs that this is all you have. And if you get up and you walk over towards the window here, which you see, the cat has known all along. The cat has known that looking out there, the window is open. The window represents a portal. This is a new approach that feels more expansive. And you sitting on this box, this treasure chest, it feels restrictive. So you may be investing your time into something new that's going to pay off. There's your ROI. How are you feeling, Leo? The world. The world is in reverse here. So it feels like there's been a delayed sense of gratification. This has been a long journey. You may be noticing corruption in the world, or just things that, have felt delayed, like a delayed sense of movement in some way. But the fact that the world is showing up nonetheless is a completion, is a graduation, is the end of a major journey. And I feel like there's a new beginning that awaits you, and you're excited, but at the same time you're nervous. But this is about freedom and travel. Maybe this is that later Lady Liberty, because she represents freedom. Look at her. She's throwing her hat up. It is a graduation of sorts, of freedom, a liberation, a sense of wholeness. All right, if you're traveling this month, I feel like it's important to set some energetic boundaries. Make sure you have all of your documentation set up here with the writer card. Now, in your energy, your environment, you have the Nine of Pentacles. You're enjoying some of what you have earned. Okay, perhaps you are getting some good investments back, and you're saying, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate this win, this settlement, this offer. I'm going to take some time to travel, take some time to read, take some time to relax, and just enjoy the life here that I'm building, that I'm creating, because it's very important every once in a while to stop and smell the roses. And that's what you're doing here. That's what you are being guided to do, is to focus on going inward and what makes you truly happy. If you want to read a book, some of you, it's a travel book. I'm getting like travel vlogging. If you're thinking about starting like a YouTube channel for traveling, or if you are contemplating going into the travel industry, real estate, Airbnb, or working from anywhere in the world, I feel like I'm getting big goes, big green lights here for that. Nine of Pentacles is the ultimate achievement in the physical realm right before you hit that 10, right? This is content. This is creating a really beautiful life for yourself, individual achievement, self-sufficiency. This is about your hard work paying off. And I feel like you're making moves. You have made some very powerful moves, and there could be money that comes to you now that you're able to cash out in some way, and you're enjoying it. You have the sun. That's your hope. You have the sun in your hope position, but it's also in your fears position, right? So the sun as a hope, Leo, is happiness, abundance, vitality, playfulness, success, warmth, and it's health, because health is wealth. And without health, it limits you. And I feel like you're taking a look at healthy body, which a lot of people think of, right? We think of health is associated with our body, but it's so much more than that. We have to look at it from a holistic perspective. Body, mind, and soul. That's what you're doing. That's the ultimate ROI. And this is putting you in a better state of health. It is putting you towards more play and more warmth. And yes, there's success here as well, because this is the direction that makes you happy. This is you tending to the things that give you a positive return, right? And even though some things, some choices that we've all made at times, they've come back and it's reaped maybe a negative consequence here, I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons. You have this intuitive intelligence with that King of Cups here. Yeah, you've maybe learned from this Queen of Swords, indecisiveness. Some of you are like, Mel, I wish I would have done that sooner. All right, but now you don't want to have regrets. You're saying, no regrets. I'm going to live life in the best possible way that I can. And if that means taking my career or my money in a new direction, I feel like that's what you're doing here. Now, your outcome, Leo, is the Page of Cups. Beautiful. So we see the King of Cups crowning you, and we see the outcome as the Page. The Page of Cups is news. There's some news coming in here for you. This is news that's going to bring a sense of heightened intuition, creativity, playfulness, curiosity. There's some news here where it's important to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is a must. Trusting into your own intuitive potential is a must. Some of you are artists. You see that he's holding a paintbrush. You are the paintbrush and the world is your canvas. What is it that you want to create? You have the ability here. You have all of the colors that you need. You have all of the tools that you need. You have the ability to fill your cup, to splash your color with to splash your world with color. Some of you may even be participating in a color run, or it almost feels like a color explosion. They're showing me like a bunch of different colors here. It feels like I'm taking all kinds of paints and throwing them at something. That may be someone's logo, maybe a logo of a color explosion. Someone could be painting their home, getting ready to sell, maybe ready to buy, and there may be a painting. I'm also feeling you're getting very creative with your projects, with your career, with your business, and this is going to help you step more into that sunshine by not sitting in complacency or sitting in stagnancy or even procrastination. There's been a common theme, Leo, around suspension that has shown up for almost every sign of being in a suspended energy. And wow, we had that London Bridge. I mean, sometimes bridges are suspended. So again, take that as it resonates, but it feels like March is the month of realigning energies. All right, let's get a message here from the wisdom of the oracle. What do we have for Leo, please? Wisdom of the oracle. You have card 8. That's you in the tarot. That's the strength card. This is the tribe. So let's see what your message is here. The tribe is all about community, belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, and knowing your place in the world. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our tribes, families, and communities. In a tribe, everyone has an important function and feels like they matter. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. I mentioned that as well. There could be something with HOA or like commune living of some sort, or living with your family, or having extended family live with you. It says here, perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the tribe, your presence is needed. Some of you need to hear that message. Again, the message is no matter how you show up in the tribe, whether it's just showing up or being the leader, there is no one position that is better than another. It's just showing up. Whenever you're in a community of like-minded others, there is a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. It's essential to ask, what can I contribute rather than what can I get from this? Figure out a need and look to fill it. Something meaningful will manifest. Even if what manifests is small, it is a sign that the doors of opportunity will swing open, or the windows of opportunity. We see that here in the near future, but we kind of got to get off this soapbox in a way. We got to get off whatever this is that we've been sitting on. And if you've been contemplating this for quite some time, if you've been contemplating making a move, I feel like the time is ripe. Yeah, the time is ripe because you have the fruits. Look at the fruits on the 9 of Pentacles. The fruits are ripe. The apples, the oranges, they're all ready for picking here. All right, there's also another meaning of this card to consider. Don't try to be all things to all people. Choose your role and be true to it, and serve from a sense of authenticity. There is no greater feeling of accomplishment than knowing you have purpose. I love that for you. All right, Leo, let's get a message here from your spirit animals. And at this time, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale through the nose. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, Leo, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal that shows up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky or swims deep in the sea. Your animal could be wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. This could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, one that's visited through your dreams or meditations, or one that you currently have at your home or by your side. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find all of that. You can find all that information, of course, but drop your animals in the comment section below. All right, I was getting the name Travis. That's why I kind of veered off there for a minute, but Travis could be significant, or T, it feels like T-R, Trenvis. Okay, take that as it resonates. I feel like there's a T and an R, a V and an S. Maybe it's a place, a location, or a name. All right, let's get your animals here. And again, drop your animals in the comment section below. I'll enter you into that free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the channel. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe button so you don't miss that notification. We have Beaver Spirit. Lay a solid foundation, Leo. We have the Beaver. It's card 6, which is the Lovers. We've seen that here at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like you have laid a solid foundation, or you are redefining what your foundation looks like at this time with the Beaver. Next, you have Deer Spirit. Bring a gentle touch. This is also the moon. 18 is the moon card here. So a lot of synchronicities. You may be seeing a lot of signs and symbols. This is about you being kind and compassionate towards your own self as well. Pay attention to your intuitive wisdom is what I'm getting. And I heard that earlier for you. You have Vulture. Nothing is wasted. Some of you may be born on the 6th, the 18th, the 15th, or you may be 63 years old. It feels like some of you have those regrets, as I mentioned earlier. But nothing is wasted. Even though some of those regrets, those choices that you've made in the past have led you to the life that you have, it feels like that was part of your growth, part of your lessons, part of your learning opportunities. It also brings me to a book. If you've ever read The Midnight Library, I believe it's called, it talks about how our choices affect our destiny, our path, and we revisit the Akashic records. We have the ability to make different choices, to choose different timelines. And that's interesting that that's showing up here. So maybe some of you are reading that book, or you have read it, The Midnight Library. And then you have, last but not least, Cow Spirit. Now, cows are sacred in many countries for their abundance, for what they have to offer. And it says here, the miracles are endless. Now, A Course in Miracles describes a miracle as a shift in perspective. And that's what's happening here for you. I believe you are shifting your perspective. You're shifting your angle. All right. And you're looking at things from maybe a higher perspective, and you're seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing how choices of the past have defined you in the ways that you are now, but you can grow from them. You can thrive. You can become the person that you are meant to become. You don't have to let the past hold you back. All right, let's get a final message from your soul's truth. What do we have here, please, for Leo? What do we have for Leo? What am I afraid of losing? There's the Four of Pentacles, right? You're sitting on something due to fear of losing it, scarcity or poverty conscious mindset. As we grow, change, and transform our lives, it requires us to let go of something that was to make room for what will be. I said that earlier. It's more about shedding an old way of doing things so a new approach that feels more expansive can come in. If you were to take the big leap today, would you feel scared of losing love, safety, or belonging? Leo, what if I told you that that was a big fat lie? What if it was impossible to lose any of those things because you have the power to give everything you need to yourself? Today's soul action, name that fear and look at the worst case scenario. Find a solution. Take your power back by being certain of who you are and where you are going. There's the Chariot. There's the King of Cups. There's even the Moon with the uncertainty here. It all is synchronized. Our whole lives are synchronized like a beautiful orchestration. Today's mantra, I move forward knowing I am powerful beyond measure. I am loved, I am safe, and I belong. Beautiful. For those of you that didn't drop your animal in the comment section, if you want to be entered into that giveaway, write that below. Claim it. I am loved. I am safe. I belong. Put it out into the universe. Claim that as your truth, and so be it. Leo, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you like the reading, please do hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to subscribe, hit that bell. Thank you again, Leo. Lots of love to you.